this thing. Okay. Now, I'm not going to beat this to death. I'm just going to be, I'm just the observer, and I'll share with you what I see and what I think. And right off the bat, it's, well, first of all, you see I got that, it came with a dent in it. Look, it's made, you can tell it's made cheap. It's real thin. It's probably just a little bit, it's thinner than any pot I've ever owned. So let your conscience be your guide. Although it may be perfectly okay. Now, it has a welded port right there on the front. That's a 1.5 inch. So that's why I had to place an order. I had to place an order for a ferrule cap. So, because this being 7.8 gallons, 30 liters, I want to use a 3,500 watt element or a 2,000 watt element, one or the other. It doesn't matter to me. But in order to get one in there and to secure it, I've got to be able to screw it into the adapter and put the adapter. And so I had to buy an adapter. That sucker's going to cost me like $18. It's on its way. It'll be here tomorrow. Okay, so there you got your pot. And of course, it comes with a gasket that goes around the top. And look at this. These ought to be familiar. These are those same tie, I call it like tie down clips that we used on Big Blue. And they're attached, they're spot welded. But so, okay, that's the kettle. Now, along with the kettle, they've included this small screen that goes on the inside of the kettle. And what that's for, since they use this as also a fermenting chamber, this allows you to put this in there, and then there's a standoff about 4, maybe 6 inches from the bottom. Here it is. But I got to lift this up. Here's the standoff ring. So this oil filter screen lies right here inside the pot. And that allows you to drop a whole lot of grains in there and then ferment while you're in there. And then the best part about this, and I do like this part, is that there's a drain that comes with it. And this drain is already pre-welded to the ferrule. That's why I had to get another one. Can't get this off. So I can drain that, what we call beer at that point, off and use that to sparge and pour right back down on top of the grains and from all the way through. And so you can use it as a fermenter. And I think that's pretty handy, as a matter of fact. Okay, the other thing that comes with it is, and I've already screwed the thermometer in here. It's a Celsius thermometer only. It goes right in the side. This is, to me, it's like a football, but it's a vapor chamber. And this vapor chamber has an exit port at the top for God knows what. But it's got one. Okay, and then there's a 3-inch hole on the side here where the condenser is going to attach. And then there's this large hole in the bottom that attaches to the lid. And I'll have this put together here in a second. There's the lid. You see, they welded that on there. And I can tell you that the welding's complete, but again, with the real thin material, it's always hard to weld a stainless steel alloy, and some of the welds are questionable. Bottom, I see some of the thicker welds, they've got pop marks in them, and it looks like a moon crater. But we'll see. It may be perfectly okay. I'm not going to beat it up. Again, for $159, what do you expect? And look, if you're trying to get into a still in the very beginning, this may be the right thing just to get started, but I'm quite sure that you'll want to upgrade. This is very inexpensive and hopefully very easy to operate. Okay, it also comes with, there it is, comes with this valve that goes right here, and they even send you an airlock. And that airlock is for what? For using this as a fermentation chamber. Now, I don't know what this one's for, but they've got one there. So, but this is just a valve that you can open or close. I guess you can open or smell it. I don't know. One plate. And that plate is to place on top here and to attach it with the clamp while you're using it as a fermentation chamber. So you got one sealed container with an airlock. There's no top on that, but you really don't need a top. You know, what the hell. All right, I'll take this off, and I'll take this off for right now. Let me clamp this down. See, these are reminiscent from old Big Blue. And matter of fact, they're quite large, so I think they're a bit more effective, yeah, they are, than the ones that I had on Big Blue. So they're pretty sturdy. Now, oh, what else comes with this thing? Of course, you've got the clamps. Now, these are not, I would not call them tri-clamps. They're like big twisty C-clamps. Yeah, they're cheap, but they'll work. They work. And here's the small one for that small 1.5 inch one on the front. So, and you also get the gaskets that come with it that, you know, go in all the various places to attach it. Now, let's put this together at the same time we're discussing it. So, the first thing I'll put on here is, where'd you go? There you are. This is what I call that, I called it like the football. It's the vapor chamber. And we'll put this vapor chamber up here. Yeah, that's why I told you that's a little bit of me and a little bit of it. Okay. Let's wrap that around and then screw it down thumb tight. You know, one of the biggest challenges people have with stills that are designed this way, or, you know, even with the brew house lid or the mile high lid, is they want to get pliers and tighten. Don't do that. All you need is like thumb tight. It's just good and snug. Okay, so this is the vapor chamber, and I mean, I can understand how it works. You know, what I've got here, let's pull this aside. So what I'll have is I'll have a kettle that's heating up, and then all those vapors transferring into this area here. Now, this is it's the valve at the very top. Again, why the hell it's there, I don't know. But I'm gonna put that, it's a hole there. I'm gonna put this valve in it and leave it shut off. I guess that's so you can open it up and relieve pressure. Who knows? Good. Next is that there you are. The condenser. Now this condenser, yeah, unfortunately got bent too in transit. Or that's how it was, and that's why it was only $159. Who knows? Maybe it was a scratch and dent sale. This thing is also, it's really thin. All of this material is really thin, and if you're looking for something that's nice and sturdy, like 304 stainless steel, you know, like a 22 gauge or something that you're familiar with, you're going to be totally disappointed. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to work. It only means it's inexpensive. That's it. Now you'll see inside here the coils. So you've got, you know, cold water in, cold water out, in, out. That's stainless steel too. Of course, it's not copper, so I'm not sure what you're going to do about that. Of course, you already know what I think about copper. Whoops. I'm sorry, it goes this way. Cold water in, water out. So let's attach this puppy. Now this one gets to be a little bit, it'd be nice to have two sets of hands, but I think we'll be able to get it. Yeah, see what I mean? There's a lot going on in here. There we go. Let's do that. This is the hardest part, is the clamp. Getting the clamp on there to stay. See? It's a damn four-hand operation that I can get done with two. Maybe not. I'll lay it down and do it. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I got it on. Yeah, Daddy once told me, he says, if you lay stuff down, it's a whole lot easier. You know, it's like welders like to weld. To a welder, man, everything should be flat. Of course, they get certified to weld vertical and horizontal. I mean, if they can lay it flat, they will. I don't blame them. All right, it also comes with an alcohol spout. And that screws right on here. So this is sort of like your little collection tube. And you'll see these welds, these small welds around here. I mean, they're not really worth. I'm not going to complain about them, but you can see that they're not superior welds. How's that? Okay. They're also going to send you some hose, and of course this hose is used, and you're going to probably have to get some more for your water in and water out. Alrighty. You get a plastic beaker, and it's measured in milliliters, from 10 to 100 milliliters. So phone. Be right back. Okay. For some reason, there's a small. I ain't figured it out yet. I got a bunch of these, but you know, I'm using it for a bunch of different things. But maybe it's a measuring cup of some sort. I don't know what it's for. I have no idea. Great. It comes with a small water pump, which is really good to have, submersible. And this one is a 400 liters max. Is 400 liters an hour. Now the height max, how much it will lift water, is only 100 centimeters. So what's 100 centimeters? 2 meters? Yeah, about my height. I'm not sure I'd push it to that length, but that's what it comes. Okay, small pump. And oh yeah, this is a version of rashing rings I have never seen in my life, but I'm quite sure that they will work. Not sure where they go, since there's no way to put them in here. I would imagine, I can imagine a whole lot of things, but I normally wouldn't put them in here, but I guess so. Because there's no way to put them in here. And of course they don't go in here. So maybe they stay in here. Okay. And then last but not least, I think I've covered just about everything. Oh yeah, I got that one other thing. Comes with a set of complete and outlined instruction manual. There's that. But what this really is it's just a set of tables to convert Celsius. I'm not going to make believe I can read Chinese. I'm not going to do it. You can see there's just a bunch of tables in there. And that's for the hydrometer, the proof and trail hydrometer, and the thermometer. And there's another thermometer in here, and I got to figure out what it's for, because I got 3 of these puppies. So you can see here. And they're really odd looking, but look, it doesn't matter what they look like. I actually kind of like this box. I think it's a really neat thing. This one is obviously, I don't know. This one is obviously, right now I ain't got a clue. What is, oh yeah, I know what that is. Hang on a second. Yep, and this one is, well, I'll be dang. It looks like we got one here that goes from 0 to 40. So I'm suspecting that this little puppy right here is going to be my, I don't know, maybe that's the proof and trail hydrometer. Or is it just a regular one? We'll see. Now I do know about this one here goes from 40 to 70. Now, and I think that's the proof and trail. And then we got another one here that goes from 70 to 100. So I know that, okay, these two together are my proof and trail hydrometers. They just got, they cut the scale in half and made 2. Okay, that's interesting, but again, not a bad point. And then there's just a regular thermometer. Most of you have all of these already, but if not, these they're good. No, there's nothing wrong with them. I haven't used them yet, but you can assume that they're nothing more than calibrated laboratory scales. So, good. And what I did want to show you was, I think I did, yeah, I already showed you that valve. And that valve goes in like that, and then that's got a pretty stout hole right there to drain from. So again, that would come in handy if you were using this as a fermenter. So overall, I think for space, it takes up relatively little space. I think the kettle holds a relatively good sized mash.